In this video, we are introduced to the idea of one-sided limits. First, let us look at the graph of y equal f of x, which is shown on your screen. Using the graph, let's determine some values of f of x, such as f of minus 2. So at x equal minus 2, we have an open circle. Now that open circle indicates that at that point f of x does not exist, and so f of minus 2 does not exist, indicated by the open circle. At f equals 1, we seem to have two choices. Either f of x is 3 or f of x is minus 2. But since we have an open circle here, that tells us that the function does not exist at that point, but we have a closed circle, and so we reason that f of 1 is equal to 3. Now, let's look at limits. What is happening to the function as x approaches minus 2? Well, in limits, we really are not concerned so much with whether f of x exists or not. We really just want to know what value is f of x approaching. And so here, it seems to be approaching 2, and so that's the answer. If I look at the limit of f of x as x approaches 3, that's fairly straightforward. We see here a closed circle, and f of x is approaching 4. Now, let us look at this limit. The limit of f of x as x tends to 1. And note we have in superscript form a negative sign. This means the limit of f of x as x approaches x approaches positive 1 from the left. Let's go back to our graph. We are over here and we are approaching from this side x equal 1. So f of x is approaching 3. And that is our answer. So this one now, the limit of f of x as x approaches 1 with a positive sign up here, this means the limit of f of x as x approaches 1 from the right. If we come back here, let us say we're on this part of the graph. We are approaching x equal 1, but from this side, and we see that f of x is going to be approaching negative 2. Now, before you say, but f of negative 2 doesn't exist, remember, for limits, we're not so concerned with whether it exists or not. We are more concerned with what value is f of x approaching. And here it is approaching negative 2. So let us now answer the question, what is the limit of f of x as x approaches 1? Whether from the right or from the left. Well, since these two values are not the same, we can only say that this limit does not exist. And so we can conclude with a general rule that for a limit to exist, the right hand and the left hand limits must be the same. So that is that for the limit to exist, the limit as x tends to a negative, that would be the left hand limit, must be equal to the limit as x tends to a positive, the right hand limit, for limits to exist.